Benefits of being on tour with dogs. Well, we can't leave them at home. They're part of the family. So the benefit for them, at least one of them anyway, Gladys, is that she's with us because she hates not to be with us. Zeus is like a lot of huskies, you can sort of take it or leave it, but actually I think deep down he prefers to be with us. I prefer to be with them, so that's the personal benefit. What else? I don't know. I think in general they provide an atmosphere. Bis später. They can provide an atmosphere of, I don't know. It's a sort of genial or just general congeniality, if that's the right word. Conviviality. All the reasons I have dogs at home, because I love the dogs, but also one of them in particular is a very protective dog and kind of a guard dog in a way, Yeah, it's just, because I got my family with me, got the baby with me, it just provides another security parameter, do you know what I mean? Because you can't be too careful, do you know what I mean? Did I learn about the songs? Well, what I learned about them is what I learned when I first wrote them and recorded them, and that is, I believe they're strong songs that I need to play, I need to sing. I'm really proud of them. Songs like Ed Belly and Felt Better Alive, they work really well when I just play acoustic shows, and they work really well, amazingly well with this band. This lineup I'm with at the moment is, I'm with some real craftsmen of musicians, They really are a phenomenal band. So all the songs are opening up, because we didn't rehearse that much, you see. We didn't really have much rehearsal. So now, 3 weeks into this tour and a year after we all started playing together, it's just like it's so incrementally improving every single night. Not that it was really shit at the start, but you know what I mean. The biggest worry for me is when you find yourself on stage, you're not really enjoying a particular song. So I think I've just learned that these songs are keepers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Amazing, absolutely, yeah. It's like a dream come true, really. Smiths meant so much to me, as a young man, and now still. But in those formative years when I was first discovering guitar music, the Smiths, I had like on a lot of people, I think you can relate to that. The Smiths just had this it's almost a religious like experience, and so to meet one of them in the flesh, and then to play with him and get to know him, it's ace. I think it's really a big part of why we're doing this, you know what I mean? I think the joy of building a band with Mike Joyce and Mike Moore is why we're doing this, you know what I mean? It's great. They've just got it all. These songs have got it all. It's like, perfection in 3.5 minutes. Yeah. So these are the type of songs that change lives, save lives. Yeah, they're magnificent. Well, I haven't had a phone since I stopped taking hard drugs. I haven't had a phone, so I don't use Twitter, and I don't even have an email now. But I do hear some of the things people have explained to me. I know he's upset a lot of people. To be honest, the stuff he says, it's like a cranky uncle at Christmas. We're living in a time of increasing right-wing populism, the anti-Islam, anti-immigration thing. It's here. It's now. It's in England. It's in Germany. It's America. Morrissey's not an outlier. You know what I mean? Being a white, I don't know exactly what he said, but some of the people I know basically just call him an outright racist. So much so, when he asked the Libertines to support him last year in Manchester and Dublin, I was like, yeah, of course, we got to do it. And other members of the Libertines were like, no, I'm not playing a gig for him. He's a racist. And I was like, all right, I'll do it on my own. But he didn't want me on my own. He only wanted the Libertines. So, but I don't know. I'm not sure what exactly is it he said. Did he say something? Is he like a white nationalist, or? I can't imagine him being one. I'm sure he's not. He just needs someone to sit down and, I don't know, maybe a couple of good slaps would do it. Same with John Lydon. John Lydon said some, a lot of basically right-wing stuff. And part of you wants to think that they're doing it just like they've always done things, to annoy, to shock and expose hypocrisy. Or they're just saying how they feel, and that's allowed because we live in a democracy. But I think I could have a good argument with him about any ideas he's got, because this ethno-nationalism thing, it never ends well. Do you know what I mean? You guys know that in Germany, it doesn't end well, and it's dangerous to flirt with it. Yeah, it's not what we want to be going the other way. Some may call the stage and I think the crowds, are slightly more laid back for this, like they call it, Pete Doherty band, because we don't really have another name for it. But for want of a better name, the Pete Doherty band, the crowds are laid back. I mean, they can go mad like at the end. But the Libertines thing is, the energy levels are a bit higher, it's sort of driving round. We do a few ballads, a few slower songs, but the boys in the band, they like to hit it hard. They like to go out and fucking, just batter people with the noise. I don't mind. We do fuck forever at the end, but I'd say it's. The energy is equally intense, but it's just not as hard hitting, because it doesn't. I don't feel the need to be that. I want people to be able to hear the words. I fear sometimes a lot of the time at Libs gigs, you can't hear the lyrics, but it doesn't really matter because everyone knows all the lyrics anyway, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's. Everything can be a little bit more stressful, but I don't mean that in a negative way. It's a sort of healthy, if it's possible to have a healthy level of anxiety. It's always been very tense, being in the Libertines. We've always been on just this sonic mission to obliterate things, and then if we do a slower song, that just means that when we do a faster song, it comes back even faster. So it's different. Yeah. But in a way, there's a lot of crossover as well. There's a lot of. It's all rock and roll, isn't it? Guitars, bass, drums. Except with the Soloshow, we've also got slide guitar, melodica, xylophone, and a trumpet. Yeah, well, we have a trumpet in the Libertines too. Yeah. Well, it's no, we don't cover it directly. It's an adaptation. We've taken it and changed it. Oh, what I always loved about that song was the guitar riff, you know, through an old Selma or an old Vox amp with loads of reverb. It's got that bow, 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 bow. I always loved that. So we had that and the melody and the chorus, but then we've also mixed it with they put a bit of Oasis verse in there as well. We come out the chorus, you know. Yeah, it's really working. Actually, it's really working. That it's a little bit like a sort of mini operetta, you know, because it's quite fragile in parts. It breaks down and then it comes crashing back in. And we do the Take Me to the Place Where You Go from Take Me to the Place Where You Go. I know it's not there, but please don't put your life in the hands of rock and roll, throw it all away. Don't Look Back in Anger. It's from that. So, bit of underground, bit of Oasis. What's not to like? I don't know. Possibly not. Possibly not. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe In April Skies. She's a Mary Chain where he says, "Get back to where you come from. I can't help you under April skies." No. Morrissey could sing that to the guys coming over on the boats from Dover, you know. Get back to where... You know, it's not funny. But yeah, I love that song. Hey, honey, what you trying to say? As I stand there, don't you walk away. And the world comes tumbling down. Hand in hand in a violent life. Making love on the edge of a knife. And the world comes tumbling down. And it's hard for me to say. And it's hard for me to stay. I'm going down, baby, by myself. I'm going back for the good of my health. 'Cause there's one thing that I can do. Sacrifice myself for you. Sacrifice. Yeah, pretty epic. I think so, yeah. She quite likes Pot of Gold because she knows that I wrote that for her. So she calls it her song, you know. Is that my song? But yeah, no, she's 2.5 now. But she got to the point now where she just dances to all of them. She loves them all. I think she thinks they're all her songs, and maybe they are. They're all there for her if she wants them. It has. It's Arcadia, yeah. But like all, every time you get a sense you're in Arcadia, you know, just around the next corner could be another sinkhole. So yeah, it's amazingly difficult in some ways to do it on the bus with the baby and the dogs. I mean, when we go on tour the Libertines, I'm not allowed the baby or the dogs on the band bus. I have to go on the crew bus. So it'll give you some idea how messy it is on the bus. Can you imagine? But this group, this gang, they all love the dogs and the baby, and she's grown up with them all. No, it's all her family. They're all uncles, and they all love her and protect her. It's great. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. There's a band called Sharpie. It's Xarpi, I think. I think you pronounce it Sharpie. who played a couple of days on this tour in, where did they play? I think they played with us in Switzerland and a gig in France. They're quite good. I think they got a good, I don't know what it is really, sort of goth punk, a bit psychobilly, I don't know, grungy. But they do their own fanzines and they make their own t-shirts and they're all like a proper little group of punks. Yeah, they're quite cool. I like them. Who else? We met a man called Louis Bertignac, who's guitarist in a band called Telephone, who were like a massive French rock and roll band in the 80s. And he came on stage and played on Time for Heroes in Paris. That was quite cool. We met him on holiday, actually. Lovely bloke. I went to see Alain Souchon play in Le Havre. He's pretty cool. He's 81 now, but he still dances around like a little monkey on stage, you know, full of beans. A good songwriter. George Brassens. I don't know if people know him, but he's got some great songs. Just, yeah. So, you know what? Actually, no, it's not. I've got quite a fixed routine now because Millie May, she loves to go onto the stage and help unpack the drums, and Gary, who does all the backline, set up the amps. You know, she's known him since she was born, and she's like, we go help Gary. So she likes to go on the stage, but she likes also because there's still a few people in, and I think she's fascinated by the idea that, you know, people come to this big room to watch her daddy sing these songs. I think she's just starting to get some idea of what world she's been born into. You know, like in the afternoon I'll sit and sign the records for the merchandise hall, and she's going, what are we doing? And I say, oh, your daddy's writing his name on the record. And she go, why? And I say, well, people want to buy it. Why? Well, because you remember the songs we were singing on the gig? Well, these songs, you can listen to them on that. You remember at home when we put the record up? Oh yeah, okay, I can write on it too. And he gets the pen, and I'm like, all right. Then we take him over to Chad and the merchandise in the trolley, and you say, Chad, she's fucked up a few of these, but he laughs. And so there's always a few records on the merch that are just, because she can't really write or draw properly yet. She just goes like that. I'm not even sure if she's left or right-handed yet, because she just... And we do that a few times. We go back and forth, you know, take my time just to kill anybody who... Terrible to say this, but anyone who's got a young child knows sometimes it's just about just keeping them busy, you know what I mean? Trying not to let them watch, you know, too many cartoons, just keep them busy. So we just do stuff, and there's so much stuff to do in these venues, particularly the European venues. England is a little trickier. Everything's a lot smaller. You don't have this, like, you know, space, car parks, big backstages, you know. You have so much fun. So we've got a little scooter each, you know, just like a push scooter, and we go around and we play with the dogs. We help Gary set up. When we do the gig, she has to wear headphones, but she doesn't normally come out during the gig. Sometimes she'll pop up on stage dancing, but otherwise she's just around. Then afterwards, I think it's possibly my favourite part of the day, that moment after, when we just go on. So it's like last night in Hanover. We played the Capitol in Hanover, and we were just there for hours. She wanted to help the girls picking up all the broken beer glass, not glasses, plastic. It's plastic. And she insisted. She went, no, I'll help. So these girls going around with their sacks, bin sacks, she's helping. She thought it was great. And then stacking up all the empty beer things, and yeah. It's like that when they clear the room, and we just take the scooters around the dance floor, and you see everything. She's fascinated by the fact that everyone's just dropped there, you know, because it's like a mess. So I think it's also one of my favourite smells in the world is the smell of sweat and beer and youth and just leather. just there and it lingers. Yeah.